Hey zombie slayers, if you love mowing down undead hordes, you're gonna eat up this video. I've played all of them to rank the 10 best open-world zombie survival games, from S to F, packed with gripping gameplay and heart-pounding vibes. No fluff, just my raw takes on surviving the apocalypse. Smash that like button and subscribe to join the zombie bashing crew. What's your top pick? Drop it in the comments and let's dive in. 1. State of Decay 2. State of Decay 2 makes me feel like a warlord commanding a survivor stronghold in a zombie-ravaged heartland. I'm leading a ragtag group, scavenging food, fuel, and meds to rebuild a fragile society while facing internal betrayals and relentless undead assaults. Every decision recruiting survivors, choosing a base, or risking a supply run shapes my community's fate, weaving a gritty tale of hope and loss. The open, world's sprawling towns, eerie farmhouses, and abandoned stores drip with desperate atmosphere, pulling me into its stakes. I'm fortifying bases with spiked traps, smashing zombies with crowbars, and coordinating with friends in co-op to fend off nighttime raids, while managing resources like ammo and bandages keeps me strategic. The survivor system, where each character has unique skills like mechanics or medicine, adds depth, letting me experiment with different team builds. Swapping survivors to manage fatigue and injuries feels like a real leadership challenge, but clunky controls like sluggish aiming and occasional AI glitches where allies get stuck break the flow. The community building depth and replayability earn it an A-tier rank, keeping me hooked, heart-pounding when hordes breach my walls. I'm replaying to test new survivor combos, jumping at every moan. 2. Days Gone Remastered. Days Gone Remastered's freaker hordes hit like a battlefield clash, pure adrenaline that leaves me grinning. I play Deacon Saint John, a biker drifter in Oregon's post-apocalyptic wilds, searching for my lost love while unraveling a conspiracy around the zombie outbreak. The story starts slow, with Deacon's gruff attitude grating, but it evolves into a raw, emotional epic about grief, loyalty, and redemption that hooked me hard. The open world's rain-soaked forests, snowy peaks, and glowing sunsets are jaw-dropping, with a day-night cycle that turns freakers into nightmares after dark. I'm luring hundreds of zombies into explosive traps, mowing them down with Molotovs, or speeding through trails on my bike, dodging ambushes in pulse-pounding chases. Maintaining my bike's fuel and repairs grounds me, while clearing bandit camps and upgrading weapons add variety. The skill tree, with perks like faster reloads, lets me tweak Deacon's style, but constant refueling and early fetch quests feel tedious. Stiff enemy AI, like zombies standing dumbly, drags it down. The thrilling hordes and immersive world earn an A-tier rank. I'm replaying to master those swarm fights, sweating through every encounter. 3. Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 transforms me into a parkour god soaring over Villador's rooftops. I'm Aiden, navigating a city torn by factions, making choices that shape its futurally with survivors to rebuild or warlords for power, and watch districts transform. The branching story, packed with moral dilemmas and surprising twists, begs replays to explore every outcome, keeping me glued. The open, world's crumbling slums, fortified towers, and eerie music create a haunting vibe, immersing me in its desperate stakes. I'm gliding between buildings, crafting flaming machetes and sneaking past infected, while nighttime chases with screaming zombies spike my pulse. Co-op with friends turns loot runs into chaotic brawls, and the skill tree lets me go full stealth or brawler. The combat's fluid, with environmental traps like exploding barrels adding flair, but bugs like glitching NPCs and grindy scavenging for crafting materials can annoy. Its unmatched freedom and replayable story earn an S-tier rank. I'm swinging through Villador every night, chasing that next adrenaline hit, grinning like a kid. 4. DayZ. DayZ's Churnerous is a paranoid fever dream where players are scarier than zombies. There's no set story, just me, scavenging to survive in a bleak, unforgiving world, crafting tales of trust and betrayal. I once traded food with a stranger only to get shot for my boots, and that raw tension defines the game. The open, world's empty villages, dense forests, and distant gunfire give me chills, pulling me into its lonely atmosphere. I'm looting deserted towns, patching wounds, and clutching a rusty rifle, while modded servers add trader camps and custom weapons for variety. Managing hunger, thirst, and infections keeps me on edge, but weak zombie AI, which barely threatens, and bugs like lag or clipping hurt immersion. The survival mechanics, like crafting bandages or starting fires, are gritty, but the steep learning curve can overwhelm. Its intense encounters earn an A-tier rank. I'm diving in for the thrill of outsmarting strangers, heart-pounding with every snap of a twig. 5. Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid's isometric depth is my survival obsession. I'm a nobody in a zombie-ravaged town, crafting my own desperate story of survival, from fortifying a safe house to losing it all in a single mistake. Every run feels personal, whether I'm a chef scavenging for knives or a carpenter building barricades. The open, world's flickering streetlights, abandoned malls, and distant moans keep me paranoid, creating a suffocating vibe. I'm boarding up windows, scavenging canned food, and modding in new guns for variety, with permadeath making every decision a gamble. Co-op loot runs with my crew are a blast, and the crafting system, from Molotovs to furniture, is endlessly deep, but clunky combat, like sluggish melee swings and dated graphics, can feel rough. Its unmatched complexity and modding scene earn an S-tier rank. I'm fortifying bases like a maniac, jumping at shadows. 6. Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2's sun-soaked LA is a gory zombie-slaying party. I'm a survivor fighting to escape a quarantined city with a lightweight story that leans on cheeky humor and over-the-top violence to carry its thin plot. The narrative's more about style than substance, but its quippy dialogue and absurd scenarios keep me entertained. The open world's vibrant beaches, neon-lit boardwalks, and blood-soaked mansions pop, making every street a visual feast. I'm crafting electrified knives, hacking off limbs with the flesh system's gruesome precision, and mowing down undead with friends in co-op, which is pure chaotic fun. The variety of playable characters, each with unique perks like faster attacks, adds replayability, but repetitive missions, like clearing the same zombie types and underpowered guns that lack punch, get stale. Its bloody, satisfying action earns an A-tier rank. I'm replaying for those gory kill sprees, laughing as zombies explode into chunks. 7. 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die's Horde Nights are a survival gauntlet. I'm surviving a wasteland with no set story, crafting my own zombie apocalypse saga through base building and scavenging. Every 7 days, a blood moon triggers a massive horde attack, forcing me to prepare or die. The open, world's dusty deserts, crumbling cities, and destructible environments make every explosion epic, immersing me in its chaotic vibe. I'm building spiked bunkers, scavenging for supplies, and upgrading my crafting skills to make better weapons, while co-op base building with friends is a highlight. The RPG-like progression, with perks for stealth or combat, keeps me invested, but outdated graphics and inconsistent zombie AI, which sometimes ignores traps, frustrate. Its replayable chaos and strategic depth earn an A-tier rank. I'm fortifying bases for the next horde, sweating through every 7th night, hooked on the tension. 8. Scum. Scum's Prison Island is a hardcore survival grind. I'm a convict fighting to survive, with no story, just brutal stakes where other players are the real threat, turning every encounter into a potential ambush. The open, world-sprawling towns, dense forests, and military bunkers are intimidating, creating a paranoid atmosphere. I'm looting for food and weapons, managing my character's vitamins, injuries, and even bowel movements, which adds gritty realism. PvP fights are tense, but zombies feel like an afterthought, barely challenging compared to human enemies. The survival mechanics, like crafting gear or monitoring stamina, are deep, but lag, clunky UI, and a brutal learning curve make it tough to love. Its niche depth earns a B-tier rank. I'm dipping in for the paranoia, but it's a grind that tests my patience. 9. Humanits. Humanits' isometric apocalypse is a scrappy indie gem. I'm scavenging to survive a post-zombie world, crafting my own tale of desperation with no set narrative, just me against the undead. The open, world's eerie small towns, abandoned farms, and random loot spawns keep me curious, with a creepy atmosphere that nails the vibe. I'm looting for food and supplies, building bases to fend off zombies, and teaming up for co-op defenses, which spark thrilling moments. The character traits, like faster running or better crafting, add replayability, but awkward combat, with clunky hit detection and simplistic zombie AI that shuffles aimlessly disappoint. Its scrappy charm and potential earn a B-tier rank. I'm looting for fun, but it needs polish to compete with the big dogs. 10. Surround Dead. Surround Dead's retro aesthetic feels like a 90s zombie flick. I'm scraping by in a barren world with no story, just pure survival against zombies, crafting gear to stay alive. The open, world's foggy highways, deserted gas stations, and pixelated blood set a nostalgic mood, but it's thin on substance. I'm looting police stations for weapons, fixing cars for quick escapes, and planning around a day-night cycle where zombies hit harder after dark. The simple mechanics, like basic crafting and shooting, are easy to pick up, but brain-dead zombie AI that barely reacts and repetitive tasks, like endless looting runs, sap the fun. Its shallow gameplay and lack of depth earn a C-tier rank. I'm ditching it fast for something with more meat. And that's the Apocalypse Rundown. These zombie survival games hijacked my nights, from Dying Light 2's rooftop sprints to Project Zomboid's nail-biting barricades. Dying Light 2 and Project Zomboid are S-tier legends, gripping like Elden Ring. State of Decay 2, Days Gone, DayZ, Dead Island 2, and 7 Days to Die are A-tier thrills, raw but unforgettable. Scum and Humanits land B-tier for niche kicks, while Surrounded C-tier nostalgia fizzles out. What's your zombie killing obsession? Comment your pick, smash that like button if you're hype, and subscribe for more undead rants. Stay sharp and alive out there.